And what we found about corresponding parts yesterday was that we needed, in order to prove triangles were congruent, we needed all 6 pairs of corresponding parts congruent. Because we had 3 pairs of sides and 3 pairs of angles, which is awfully difficult to do, to prove that all 6 pairs of corresponding sides are congruent. So what we're going to talk about today is what are some shortcuts we can take to that process. What if I know just one pair of sides is congruent? Come here. Ooh, it beeped. I had no idea. Okay. Well, just one pair of corresponding sides congruent obviously isn't going to make congruent triangles, is it? And when I look at that, come here, notebook open. No, here it comes. All right, when I have just one pair of guys, you guys are not focused at all today.
No, they should not have focus.
Well, but we do, so that's the way it is. Well, the schedule changed. That's life. Different. That's D1 review. Nope, okay. I didn't think so. All right, so anyway, obviously if I have just one side, okay, I'm going to call that AB, and I take that and I clone it. Clone. All right, I have another AB over here. Is that going to guarantee me that those triangles are congruent if I make 2 triangles with that? Obviously not. I mean, I could do anything. I could make one triangle like this. I could make another one like this. Clearly not congruent triangles. Having just one side isn't enough. Okay? What if I had 2 sides the same? Okay? What if I had 2 sides that were the same? So let's make another side here that's exactly that long. All right? I'm going to clone it. So I have 2 exactly the same. All right? Now, if they're both set up the same way, it looks like we're okay, but I could always, rotate this a little bit. Not change the length, but I could rotate that. Is just having 2 sides the same enough to make congruent triangles? No, it's not. In fact, I can tell you right now that it always takes at least 3 pairs of corresponding parts for triangles to be congruent. There are a total of 6 pairs for each set of congruent triangles. We need at least 3 pairs and specific 3 pairs to make that work. And that's what this website is kind of doing for us, this Illuminations website. It says, let's pick 3. Let's say I have 3 pairs of corresponding sides congruent. All right? Can I make a triangle out of this? Well, yeah, I can make a triangle out of this pretty easy. I want to put the C's together here. Okay, so the C's are together. And I want to put the A's together. We're going to have to play with it. This B's going to have to come down here. Okay, we're going to have to play with it a little bit. Make it work. Ah, there's my triangle. All right? So that's a triangle like it's made with those 3 sides. Now, I have another pair of 3 sides. These sides are corresponding to the first 3 sides we did. It automatically set them up the same. Can I make a different triangle, or is any triangle I'm going to make with these 3 sides going to be congruent to that triangle? Okay, come up here and try. Can I make a different triangle using those sides The X has to go with the X.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of manipulation. That's okay. Okay.
Maybe not.
Bring the P up to join the other P.
I think we're wrong.
Let go. See if it didn't quite get there, so you have to move things a little. Bring that one up just a little bit. I'll try it. There we go. Okay. Well, they look a little different, but are those triangles congruent? Well, what if I flip it and kind of rotate it a little? Are those going to be the same triangle? And if I rotate that just a little bit? Yeah, and that's, it's going to let me rotate it? Yes, it is. And one way you can tell it's congruent, or is it? I flip it. Flip it again. There we go. Okay, but are they congruent? They aren't equal. You're right, they aren't equal, but are they congruent? Yes, they are. So these triangles are indeed congruent. Okay? So let's try again. Here's another set of three of the same. Let me see, what can I do different? What if I move this eye over here? You can play with the next one. The R over here. Is there any way I can kind of rotate this around and make a different triangle?
No.
If I do it down here and down here. Are those going to be congruent still?
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
That is the same exact triangle.
You have to flip it again.
No, I'm going to have to flip it. That's okay. But yeah, same triangle again, isn't it? So, what are we learning? That if all three pairs of corresponding sides are the same, are we always going to get congruent triangles?
When you connect them.
Yes.
Yes, we are. So what we're saying, and that comes back here, we're going to list our shortcuts that work. And shortcuts that do not. And what you're telling me is that if all three sides are the same, so if I have all three pairs of corresponding sides the same, the triangles have to be congruent. So we call that side, side, side. Side, side, side congruence works. All right? That's one of our shortcuts. That one works. Let's go back to the website. Let's clear it. Let's reset. And instead of, let's take off one side. This time let's do all three angles. All three sides work. Well, all three angles work. Here's angle A. Angle C, I'm going to have to rotate this so it kind of lines up along one side there. Angle B, let's rotate it, and let's move it up here. Oops, let's move angle C down here a little bit. So angle B will fit in. There we go. Oh, I have to rotate just a little bit more. Should give me a triangle there. Come here. There we go. Okay. There's a triangle. Now, can I make a different triangle? That's three angles the same. I've got three congruent angles. Can we make a different triangle with these three angles? Who wants to try that? You can't? Okay. So all three corresponding angles congruent. Are the sides always going to be congruent? Come and show me one that's not got congruent sides. Make one. Come on, Millie, come on.
Okay.
You always have to give up your blankie for a second.
It's actually Jakey's.
Jakey's blankie.
Yeah.
She can do it. She can do it. Okay, put M somewhere on that line. Oops, just put M somewhere on this line over here. Okay.
It does not want to work for me.
It doesn't love you? Okay, now let's rotate it. All right.
It's going to make the same triangle.
Well, I don't know. Put N down there.
I want to make the same triangle. That's not my goal.
Okay, then let me give you a hint. What if we do
So you're not her doing it.
closer? Try it. N has to be where those other two intersect, right? We have to rotate it. Grab the arrow, tip of the arrow.
Am I just stupid?
I think you're pushing too hard.
No, I'm actually pushing really light.
Put more pressure on your fingers.
Yeah, you might be going a little too fast.
Well, maybe it should just speed up for me.
Pretty close. Let go. I'll fix it. I'll get it from here.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Oh, that's not the same.
It's not the same. Why not?
It is.
It's not the same
Because
size.
it's smaller.
Because it's smaller, isn't it?
Similar, not congruent.
Oh, that's an important word that we'll learn about later. Okay.
Wait, I thought we already learned.
Can we make the first one next time and then you make the other one?
Okay. We can try that next time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So does angle give us congruent triangles? No, it does not. It gives us similar triangles, but not congruent. Because in order to be congruent, all the corresponding parts have to be congruent, right? Not just the angles, the sides too. Clearly, the red triangle here is much smaller than the blue one. So angle does not work. All right, so let's try a different combination of three. Okay, let's do new. All right, let's do two sides and the angle in between the sides. Okay, so that's point B. You got 2 point B's. Go ahead, put it together. Put it together. Yeah, turn them by grabbing the ends. Yep. Okay, but you can't put C with B. B has to go with B, right? Yeah. Now you can put angle B at B. See, that's angle B. Grab the arrow. There we go. If your fingertip is a little bit wet, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. It should have made a triangle for you now. Huh.
I think you use the other angle.
Yeah, you guys made an angle on the side. You don't need to make that angle because that angle.
No, that's angle B.
Use angle B.
I know it's not making a triangle right now. Okay, you're good. You're good. You did what you're supposed to.
This turn, see? You look
You have to put
like
the edges B onto the edge of the angle
how are you? To be straight.
to make life better.
Oh well, we can see. We'll get this to work. Let's try again. Okay, we gotta get point B and angle B together, and angle B should come here. There it goes. Okay, it did it now. Okay, so we got that. Now, what if we do it? I'm gonna put T over here. Am I gonna get a different triangle when I do this?
No.
Probably
Or is it gonna be exactly the same? Are all the sides gonna be the same? Are all the angles gonna be the same? Is that a congruent triangle? Well, there's only one way we can find out, and that is by trying to drag them over the top. Oh, it's perfect, isn't it? Perfect fit. See FIT, perfect fit. See what I did there? It's triangle FIT. Oh. Okay. So, what do we have here? We have two sides. Let's try one more. Yes, they are. Let's try one more. If it's going to give it to us. We always have two sides, and the angle that connects those two sides, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here. There's two sides and the angle that connects those two sides. Okay, those triangles are congruent. So what does that mean? That means that we have a shortcut if I know two sides and the angle that connects those two sides. So side, angle, side. Okay, SAS, side angle side. Notice that it's in order. I have two sides and the angle that connects the sides. The angle is between the sides, just like it was in the picture. And it is that way in the name of it too, side angle side, SAS. Okay? And that works. That's one of our shortcuts. How about, let's try new. What if I have two sides and an angle that doesn't connect the sides? Go ahead, try one more time.
Connect the.
You gotta connect the two B's and you gotta put the angle C with the angle C. Yeah.
No.
Somehow it just wasn't quite matched up. Okay, now you gotta get that angle to go along one side. Either side is fine. Okay, good. Now you gotta match up the side B's, the point B's.
Yes, I got it.
There you go. And now rotate it down so it meets that side. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. So, I now have two sides and the angle not on that side. Can I make one that doesn't match that?
You might be able to.
Okay, I'll put an angle I. We'll put down here. And instead of this being this, I'm going to put this one this way, just for fun. And what if I put G?
Those are still the same.
You're still the same.
I know.
Are those two triangles congruent?
Yep. Maybe.
Well, there's only we can find out.
If you know, they
Hmm.
don't look.
No, they're not.
The ends are bigger. The red ones.
They're the same.
I thought it was four thousand.
Turn it.
Are they?
Turn it.
What?
No, keep turning.
You didn't flip it, it didn't work.
Here. Yeah.
Right there.
Now
Flip it.
flip it.
Flip it again.
Flip. Good job.
Now turn
Not
it.
the same triangle.
That is not the same.
Yeah, turn it.
Why is
Turn
it?
it.
No, it's not the same. It's a different size.
You turned it too much. Keep trying.
I get that. I'll get the first side right there, even with. Okay, those two are.
Flip it.
Why?
It's not quite the same, is it?
No.
No, why? Because those aren't corresponding sides, are they?
Rotate
like a
it
mouse.
around.
Those sides aren't the same length.
They
The
are.
bottom one is.
Okay. So these triangles actually are not congruent. No, those triangles are not congruent. Well, actually, it says they are. I don't know. Let's see that.
There they were.
I told you.
Okay. Well, let's try this then. I need to do. Okay. Aha. What if I go like? This is close, but what if I go like that?
That's definitely not the same.
Definitely not the same triangle, is it?
Flip it.
I think we're pretty safe. I think we're pretty safe saying these triangles are not congruent. So, if I have two sides and an angle that's not on that side, side-side angle, side-side angle does not work. Having two sides and just an angle not between the two sides does not necessarily give me congruent triangles. Okay? Side angle side does work. We know that. Now, one way we could always remember this, if it's side-side angle, if we spell that backwards, it'd be naughty, wouldn't it? Ha. It'd be naughty. It'd be a donkey, okay? So, if it spells a naughty word forward or backwards, it's not one that works.
It means.
If you don't get it, then go ask your mommy. Okay. All right, what if I have two angles?
I got it from the store.
Well, no, you had two chances already. Sit down.
You
Sit.
said like all of them.
Sit down.
Got it.
Here I've got two angles and the side that connects the two angles.
Got it.
Who hasn't done it yet? Come on up, Leah.
Leah, help me up.
This is pretty hard to mess up. You gotta put angle A at point A. There it is. Yeah, it's a little bit of shadow. Don't go in the shadows. Okay. Can you make a different triangle with this? Because I'm not up there yet. Oh, and go up.
Dorn, you go to the game tonight? Go. Wow. Fight.
I know.
Are you going?
No.
Working out?
This is like my night off this week. I have play practice almost every night. Grab an arrow. Actually, I'm going to a place to look at some new countertops for my kitchen. And then I'm going to go home and work out. And then probably go to bed early because I'm tired. I might watch some Doctor Who.
Your opinion sucks.
That's too bad.
You can do it.
Can you make a different triangle? He's working hard at it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now answer the question. Are they congruent?
Answer the question. Flip it. No.
Actually, yeah, they're pretty much congruent.
Different colors. Not all the way.
Again, congruent does not mean equal, does it? Congruent means corresponding parts are the same measurement. So yes, these triangles are congruent. Okay? Can we make one that's not congruent?
Maybe.
I can.
Probably not.
You can?
Yes, I can.
I don't think so.
No, you've already tried.
I can.
I will go again. Let Matt do it. No, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
David.
Everybody gets a chance.
David. Let's go, Vinny.
Vinny's got to stay awake.
You get it time. You gotta learn. Your head hurts? My head. I put up with it. And I learned.
Okay, is that a different triangle?
Nope. Flip it. No, that's the same.
No, you gotta flip it.
No, we don't have to this
No,
one.
you gotta flip it.
I think we're pretty much all on congruence here. So, does the evidence show us, and again, this isn't proof, this is kind of induction, not deduction, but do we see that if I have two angles and the side between those two angles, is that going to be congruent triangles all the time?
Yep.
Yes, it is. So what we do is we call that angle, side angle, because I had two angles in the side between the angles, right? Every time we did that one, we can go back and look at it again, but every time I did it, I always had two angles and the side between those angles. Everyone is set up the same way. Okay? So, it always works. Angle, side angle works. We already did side, side angle. It's the same one. We did that one, remember? How about angle, side? Side angle, angle, or angle, angle, side, doesn't matter. SAA spells a bad word. What? Assa is a bad word, huh? Or sa? Okay. All right. I'm going to pick on people who haven't been up here yet. You can volunteer, or you can come up.
People can volunteer.
People who haven't been up here yet.
Well, if nobody else wants to go, why can't I go?
If no one else wants to go, I'll pick someone who hasn't been up here yet.
Maybe people are self-conscious about their butt.
Oh, well, then stand like this.
Then they just, and you'll know.
Now, you guys have been up here already. Okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Vinny. Let's go. You slept through half this anyway, so time to get up here.
Go, Benny.
Okay.
Match up magically.
Now you got to bring point B to angle B there somehow, so you can move it and whatever.
No.
It's not bad. Now just slide angle B up so that, or slide the point down. That's right. Good. Okay. Now angle C. Oh, that was okay. It was good. That's what you want. Now, angle C has to be on one of these lines, so it lines up with angle A. All right.
Why is this all the way down here?
Because that's where the angle is showing it.
Oh.
So you got to put it here. Now you got to rotate it so it lines up along that line, and now slide it down so that other line hits point A. Look over there. Whoops. You got to leave that angle. Got to leave that angle along the line there. Just slide it down this line there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. A little more. A little more. Good. There it is. Oh, there's a triangle. Yay! Okay. Mr. Sheehan used to be making a lot of noise over there. Come on up. Try to make a different triangle. Well, do your best. Try to make a triangle then. Squeaky fingers. Use your knuckle. Try using your knuckle. There you go. T has to be along this line somewhere. T isn't going to come down. Okay, there you go. Knuckle, knuckle. There you go. Your fingertips are probably just a little too moist for it, that's all. Slide that up. Oh, I see the point here isn't quite right.
No, I got it.
Hold on. No, that point has to come right there. Okay.
No, let me take this one. Wait.
Rotate it, there you go. Rotate it back just a little bit. There we go, okay. Now drag it up. There we go. Alright, good. Are they congruent triangles? You just wanted to flip it. Knuckle.
Oh, you're supposed to flip it.
Flip it again.
You're supposed to flip it.
Flip it again.
Flip it. Flip it. Flip it again. One more time.
Ah, there it is. Are they congruent? You guys really need to be focusing on this, because this is really, if you watch this and think about this, this is going to be the answers to most of your questions for the next week and a half. All right? So you've got to do that. All right, are they congruent? Yes, they are. Okay? The question is, can we make one that's not congruent? And the answer is basically no. Okay? I can't, because, again, I'm limited. Guys, hey, face this way, watch what's going on, stop the conversations. Because when I put this on and I line up the angle here, there's only one place on this line I can put this so it's going to line up, right? I mean, I can't go down here. It's not going to hit the end point. There's only one spot I can do, isn't there? It's that one spot. So they're always going to be congruent. So what, again, we see is that angle, side also works. Okay? So that's pretty much, there are only 6 combinations. And that's all 6 combinations. So we've got 4 that work and 2 that don't, for showing that triangles are congruent. So how's this going to play out for us? What are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to get triangles in our homework. And we're going to get, say, and I'm just going to draw a triangle here. We're going to make it congruent, but I'm going to go ahead and just give you some facts about it. I'm going to clone it. Whoops. Undo. Clone it. Okay. So we know it's going to be congruent, but I'm going to rotate it around. All right. I'm even going to flip it. Okay. So it's all twisted around. I'm going to call this triangle ABC, and this triangle XYZ. Okay? Because I called it what I did. And I'm going to tell you this, and now here's the way this works. Looking at the information, you're going to have to decide, are they congruent triangles or aren't they, and why? What's the reason why you can say they are or are not? Actually, if they are not, you can just say they are not. If they are, you have to give the reason why, and the reason why is always going to be one of these four. Actually, there'll be a fifth one we're going to get in a second, but, okay? So what if I tell you this is congruent to this, and this is congruent to this, and this angle is congruent to that angle? Are the triangles congruent? Look at it. Is the angle between the sides? Or is the angle outside to one edge or the other? It's between the sides, so the angle is between the sides. If that's the case, is that one that works? Yes. And I would say triangle BCA is congruent to, and then corresponding order, XZY because of SAS. That's the reason why. SAS? Yeah, you use the SAS. That's what you use. No, the shortcuts are the shortcuts. Okay, yeah. You gotta go. Okay. All right. How about you gotta get a worksheet first. What if we gave you same triangles, different information? This angle is congruent to this angle. This angle is congruent to this angle. This angle is congruent to that angle. Do I have congruent triangles? No. Why not? Angle doesn't work, does it? Okay. I already pulled them out. Where did I put them? Hold on. I already pulled them out. Angle. Guys, the focus in here, you guys are going to need to really know this stuff, and if you are not paying attention, it's going to be a problem for you. All right? What if we told you, all right, guys, hey, you know what? This is the last time I'm going to say it. You need to pay attention, and if you're not going to, we're going to stop right now. You get the homework, and you're on your own. Don't ask me to help you with it. If you're not paying attention when I'm trying to help you, then don't come later and ask for help. All right, what if I gave you side and this side, and this angle is congruent to this angle? Are they congruent? Okay, I have two pairs of congruent sides, and here I have side, angle, side, but do I have the same angle here? Are these corresponding angles? No, I have two congruent angles, but they aren't corresponding angles. So, no, not congruent. What if I gave you corresponding angles like this? Are they congruent now? Why not? Is the angle between the sides? No, this is a side-side angle situation, isn't it? Okay? It doesn't work. What if I gave you, and then we can say, okay, we can switch it up. This triangle has this angle, and this side. This triangle has this angle, this angle. What other information would I need to know about the triangle on the right in order to make congruent triangles? I need to know that BA is congruent with YX. That's the additional information I need. And then what reason would I have? ASA, because the side is between the angles.
Did we learn that one?
Right there.
You just want to pay attention, Kyle.
Okay. Okay. So ASA works. And that's what we're doing. We're just playing around with these, given different parts. If this part is congruent, then are they congruent? If this part is congruent, then are they congruent? That sort of thing. That's what we're going to be working with for until our next benchmark, which actually is coming up pretty quickly. Now, you guys were so slow and so talkative, we did not have time to return the tests. I'm sorry, it's at 11:01 and we're out of here at 11:02. So I guess we can see how people things go on Monday and see if we get them then.
I don't even remember this week. This week was a blur thing.
Pass them back. Now, there's a lot of stuff on here, including a lot of review.
I know. Triangles, but without colors.
I'm sorry that the worksheet is not in color.